This is news update on Housingtv Africa. The headlines. Federal government pledges speedy completion of Abuja-Kano highway. Senate passes bill prescribing death penalty for drug traffickers. House of Representatives to investigate procurement award process of Lagos-Calabar highway. And on the foreign scene, bank chief says immigration fueling United Kingdom housing crisis. Hello and welcome to the news at this hour, reaching you from Abuja. I am Ebenezer Anukam. Now, the news in detail. The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to complete the ABUJA-KADUNA-KATSINA-KANO federal highway in record time. This assurance was reiterated by the Minister of Works, David UMAHI, during a recent meeting in Abuja with Kaduna State Governor Uba Sani. According to a statement from Governor UMAHI's Special Advisor on Media, Oji Uchenna Oji, the directive from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is to expedite the project's completion within the next year. UMAHI assured Governor Sani that the project, passed down from previous administrations, would commence in 3 segments without delay. The Nigerian Senate has given the nod to a budget of 549.6 billion naira for the Nigerian Communications Commission for the 2024 fiscal year. This approval follows the review of the Senate Committee on Communications report during Thursday's session. Chairman of the Communications Committee, Senator Bilbis Aliyu, shared that out of the total, 155 billion naira is earmarked for recurrent expenses.
The fund's total budget revenue for 2024 is 17 billion naira only. 2. Similarly, the fund's total budget expenditure for 2024 is 17 billion only. This consists of Secretariat's recurrent expenditure, 3.6 billion, the Secretariat's capital expenditure, 193,300,000.
The sum of 549 billion 674 million and 311,000 naira only has been approved as the budget estimate for the Nigerian Communications Commission for the year 2024.
Similarly, the Senate also approved 17 billion naira for the Universal Service Provision Fund for the same period, as recommended by Senator Bilbi Aliyu's committee. The Universal Service Commission Provision Fund, under the NCC's umbrella, aims to ensure widespread availability and use of network services and applications throughout Nigeria, especially in undeserved areas and community. Senator Adeola Olamilekon and others threw their support behind the project approval, suggesting even more funds should be considered to enhance the agency's operations.
Section 1 of the Nigerian Communications Commission Act to promote widespread availability and usage of network services and application services throughout Nigeria and to all institutions. So in line with the comment or contribution of Senator Ahmed Lawan, this is the agency that is saddled with that responsibility to do this.
The Senate has approved the sum of 17 billion naira only as the budgetary estimate for 2024 of the Universal Service Provision Fund's budget.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Senate has approved death penalty for drug traffickers in the country as part of the 2024 NDLEA Act Amendment Bill, which passed through its 3rd reading. During Thursday's session, the proposal was adopted as the Senate deliberated on the report presented by Senator Tahir Monguno, chairman of the Committees on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, Drug and Narcotics, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Act Amendment Bill 2024. The amendment aimed at strengthening the agency's operations was proposed by Senate Chief Whip Ali Ndume, replacing life imprisonment with the death penalty for drug traffickers. This sparked a debate among the senators.
It was a life imprisonment. In fact, we should change it to death centers. This is practiced everywhere in this country that are serious about dealing with drugs. So when we come to take it close by close, please, distinguished colleagues, let's change that section 11 to read death sentence, whether by hanging or whatever.
Although the initial voice vote seemed to oppose the proposal, a second vote favored it, leading to a slight uproar among displeased lawmakers. Senator Adams Oshomole expressed dissatisfaction with what he deemed a rushed consideration and passage of the amended clause.
I'm accountable to my conscience and to my community. Death sentence is not a matter for a, nay or nay. Everybody should vote so that we will be counted. When it matters, those who vote for death and those who vote for punishment. No, you cannot. We'll take a vote. It's a fundamental issue. We are making law here. This is not a motion. I have responsibility for any law that I made while I'm in this parliament. No, we can't pass it because I don't believe that the highs have it. It's about life and death.
However, the Deputy Senate President rejected Senator Oshomole's objection, stating that it was too late, according to parliamentary rules.
You didn't come with a division and move out of it, so it is so when you look at the rules and you already have the rules. Let's progress. And if it is satisfied, what you need to ask for, which is your right, is to ask for a division. And so you put to vote, but you didn't do that.
Despite the discontent, the bill was ultimately read for the third time and passed by the Senate. In another development, a federal high court in Abuja has granted bail to former Minister of Aviation Hadi Sirika, along with his daughter and two others, each at 100 million naira. The court's decision comes amidst allegations of a 2.7 billion naira fraud. Under the terms of their release, the defendants must secure two sureties, each possessing landed properties within Abuja, and demonstrate responsible citizenship. They are barred from international travel without prior court approval. Trial dates have been set for June 10th, 11th, and 20th. Rotimi Jacob, counsel to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, elaborated on the court's decision regarding bail conditions.
One of the two cases filed against the former minister. So the first one is taken before his lordship here. So we are going to contend for the other one in another date. So, but the bail is at the discretion of the court. So it's for the court to decide whether it is adequate or not. So a counsel in his own right cannot criticize the judge whether the conditions are liberal or high or low. But I think it is fair. Yes, thank you. Well, there are other issues that were introduced, like the Nigerian Airways with Ethiopia something, which we added to it. So it was not there originally, but Nigerian Air matter is there are two counts on it. That's why we amended it. A condition that one of the surety must own property in Abuja and must deposit some money out or bond and all those things. So I don't think it's strenuous. It's a condition that is unfair. It's very fair to them.
You are watching news updates on Housing TV Africa. We'll bring you more stories after the break.
Get credible and authentic housing news at your fingertips by downloading the Housing TV mobile app. You can also join Africa International Housing Show live from across the globe through the Housing TV mobile app. The mobile app features live streaming, housing news. You can also locate the AIHS venue via the app, network with AIHS seasoned speakers, as well as live chat. Download the Housing TV mobile app now from Apple Store and Google Play Store. Don't forget to click on the notification button, available for both iOS and Android users.
Glad you're still there. Now moving on to other stories. The House of Representatives has directed the Central Bank of Nigeria to suspend its directive mandating all banks to impose a 0.5% cybersecurity levy on electronic transactions in the country. The motion, initiated by Kingsley Chinda, representing the Obi-Akpo constituency, highlighted the urgent necessity to pause and implement the implementation of the cybersecurity levy. The House urged the federal government to reconsider the policy in response to the public outcry over the current economic hardship in the country.
The House is concerned that CBN circular mandates all banks, other financial institutions, and payment service providers to implement the Cyber Crime Act by applying the levy at the point of electronic transfer originating as cyber security levy and remitting same. The House is further concerned that the words of the CBN circular leaves the CBN directive to multiple interpretations, including that the levy be paid by bank customers, that is Nigerians, against the letter and spirit of Section 44(2)A of the Act, which specified businesses that should be levied accordingly. The House is worried that this act has led to apprehension as civil society organizations and citizens of the country have taken to conventional and social media to call out the federal government, give ultimatums for reversal of the imposed levy on Nigerians, amongst others.
The House of Representatives has taken a stance to probe the procurement process surrounding the award of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway contract. During Thursday's plenary session, the lower legislative chamber unanimously passed a resolution to investigate the matter. The motion was brought forward by Austin Achadu, a lawmaker representing Gwar East, Gwar West constituency of Benue State. The Green Chamber specifically called upon the Minister of Works, David Umahi, his finance counterpart, Wale Edun, and Lateef Fagbemi, Attorney General of the Federation, to provide detailed information regarding all guarantees and credit enhancement instruments related to the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road project.
Disturbed that the contingent liabilities accruing to the federal government of Nigeria on this project violate the Debt Management Office Establishment Act 2023. As Section 22(3) states that a minister shall not guarantee an external loan unless the terms and conditions of the loan shall have been laid before the National Assembly and approved by each resolution. The guarantees issued to cover the debt financing component of this project do not have the approval of this National Assembly.
Away from Nigeria now and onto the foreign scene, the chief economist of the Bank of England, Hugh Peel, has pointed out that high levels of immigration are contributing to Britain's housing crisis. Peel attributed the soaring rents to a shortage of properties rather than higher interest rates, noting that rental costs surged by 9.2% in the year leading up to March. Peel's remarks counter previous statements made by Andrew Bailey, the bank's governor, who suggested that higher taxes prompted landlords to sell their properties amidst interest rates. In another development, Porsche Group, a leading U.S. insurance and home inspection software provider, has filed a lawsuit against China Construction Bank Co., the country's third-largest lender by assets. The lawsuit alleges that the bank enabled a massive fraud that resulted in monumental losses for Porsche Group. According to the complaint filed by the U.S. Southern District Court of New York on Thursday, Porsche and its unit accused the bank of collaborating with employees of the now bankrupt Israeli insurance firm Vesto. The alleged conspiracy involved issuing dozens of fake reinsurance letters of credit which guaranteed insurance companies access to reinsurance funds. Porsche and its subsidiary, the Homeowners of America Insurance Co., paid tens of millions of dollars in premiums for this non-existent reinsurance. The fraud was uncovered in July 2023 when it was revealed that certain letters of credit supporting Vesto's reinsurance transactions were counterfeit. As of now, the bank is yet to respond to requests for comment regarding the allegations. And that's a wrap. At this hour, here's a recap of our top stories. Federal government pledges speedy completion of Abuja-Kaduna Highway. Senate passes bill prescribing death penalty for drug traffickers. House of Representatives to investigate procurement award process of Lagos-Calabar Highway. And on the foreign scene, bank chief says immigration is fueling the United Kingdom housing crisis. For more news in the housing sector, subscribe to our YouTube channel Housingtv Africa, and you can also follow us across our social media platforms at Housingtv Africa. And do not forget to download the Housingtv mobile app from Google Play Store and Apple Play Store to stay connected wherever you go. I am Ebenezer Anukam. Thanks for watching.